we're going on a virtual visionary quest, and what this is really an opportunity for you to take some time to be more aware in your life, in your choices, in how you see reality for yourself. And in particular, the theme this month is the theme of awakening your abundance codes and becoming an empowered creatrix. So the virtual visionary quest is for you to have your own insights, your own awareness in terms of your unique, abundant nature and the abundant journey or the abundant choices that align with your heart, with your soul, with what awaits you in terms of your full potential and in the life that you were born to lead, right? So the abundant life that you were born to lead, that is inspiring, that lights you up beyond what you could even imagine in your own mind, that is true for you, your authentic life. It might include what you're great at, your gifts. It might include your life purpose. It might include the dreams that you had as a child that you've long forgotten, that were your pathway of self-expression in the world, to express your soul's essence, your soul's yearning, to have an experience, a human experience in this world. I'm super excited for this because I can feel some really amazing heart opening happening through this virtual visionary quest, through those who choose to play full out. So welcome. Each of these calls will be about 30 minutes. So we'll have about a 30-minute masterclass. Today might go a little bit over because I am pre-framing the quest and just setting up that structure for you all, so you know that you know what it's about and if it's true for you to participate. But after that, every session will be around the 30-minute mark, and then there'll be some tasks that you can take to serve you in awakening your unique abundance codes and what that vision looks like for you. So who's excited about awakening their abundance codes? Drop a yes in the comments below. I'm just going to be referring to my notes as well, so that I pre-frame this in a way that serves you all. So the first thing I want to invite you to do is to set an intention for the quest. What is it that you want to get out of this quest in terms of bringing more awareness to your unique, abundant vision? Bringing more awareness to what abundance means to you, or bringing more awareness to a direction or a choice that can bring more abundance into your life in all areas like health, wealth, home, partnerships. I want to invite you to set an intention for yourself. And I'm going to set an intention as a collective, and that intention is to awaken your unique abundance codes during the quest, for everyone to have that experience of awakening to their abundance codes, what matters most to them, what is true for them in terms of living an abundant life. So this week, well, these 4 days, we'll be sharpening your vision and the skill of awareness, because awareness is the doorway that opens new realities. You will learn how important the skill of visioning is in living abundantly during this quest. Before we really get into the quest, I want to give you a heads up from this this very serious wise owl. We are going to have a lot of fun during the quest, okay? But I want to give you a heads up that I'm not a perfect person. I'm an action-taking person. I tune in to what's true for me and I take action, and I don't really care about having pretty slides that much, although I understand that for a lot of people that's important. So I do my best to offer up some slides, but they're not going to be perfect. They're not going to be pretty. You know, I live in the moment and I move in the flow of abundance, and that doesn't mean having everything perfect. Yet the vibration is perfect in terms of being aligned and magnifies and attracts what I'm being called to into my reality. So I work very strongly in that space. And so I might swear from time to time as well. I'm not a terribly polished person. All right. So if that offends you, I'm just going to apologize now, but just don't take it personally. It's just me being me. There may be times I channel, and this container that we're working in is a vibrational channel. I work with energy and I clear energy and I help people align and I help people unlock, you know, their true nature, their abundance, you know, their visioning and so much more. And so some of the ways I do that is through the language that I use. And so sometimes I might share stuff that won't make any logical sense to you at all, because I speak to your heart and soul. I speak to a higher aspect of you when I share things. So just bear that in mind. And also sometimes I'll be sharing light language, which is, I'll explain it at the time, but it sounds a bit strange. There's a vibrational language that really helps people with alignment and clearing and really coming into a space within themselves that awakens and what it is that they need in the moment to move forward on their journey. It does many other things as well, but that's as far as I'm going to share for this particular journey, because we are in an awakening and awareness journey in this visionary quest. So if you have any questions about these things or they make you feel uncomfortable, feel free to speak to me personally by sending me a message. I am showing up in service here during this quest, and I'm available to, you know, have those personalized conversations with you during this time. Let me just check in here for any other notes. Oh yeah, there's times that I'll just go silent, like dead silent. I'll be talking, I'll go dead silent. In those times, they're very important because they're the space between. And in the space between is actually where you can actualize your own awareness in a way that you can connect very deeply to what is truth for you. This is where your inner voice will speak and show you more things. So as I speak, sometimes my words will bring you into a state, a heightened state. And when I go silent, that's where you drop in and you listen to what is true for you. That's where you get your aha moments. So I just want to give you a little heads up on that if you want to take advantage of that, because it's super powerful and empowering for you. So who is this virtual visionary quest for? It's for heart-centered women who want to discover and awaken their unique vision of abundance and engage their creative power to amplify their income and make a greater difference in the world. So if that sounds like you, you're in the right place. It's also if you want these things, if you want to reclaim your sovereign creative power. Now, I believe myself, this is one of the most important things we can be doing for ourselves and for our futures and for the future generations in this time. We're living in a world where there is a lot of fear. There is a lot of conformity. There is a lot of enforced control showing up in our world reality right now. Right? I just want you to sit with that for a moment, because when we acknowledge our current reality, and this is a very big key here, I'm offering you a doorway. When we acknowledge our current reality, like we're on it, we're in truth with it, and don't fight it, and sit in presence with it, we allow all of the societal programming, all of our own choices and programming and belief systems that have kept us limited to just fall away. And that's how we reclaim our sovereign creative power. That's the beginning, that's the doorway. And from that place, we can make new choices in our life, new abundant choices, to move forward and create a whole new abundant reality for ourselves moving forward. We're living in an opportune time right now where we can be leading the way for other women and children, men, other humans, right? By reclaiming our sovereign creative power and leading the life we were born to lead. So let me know if that resonates with you. That's something that your heart is calling to. This is for you if you want more money and wealth, because the current reality is that the people with money can do a lot of good in this world. And if that's where you're at and you're realizing that, like myself and many other heart-centered people, you're in the right place. And if you want to leave a legacy, if you know you were born for more than what you're experiencing right now, and you want to tap into that more and to create more of that legacy, you're in the right place. Let me know in the comments if this is what you want. I'll keep talking and I'll check back later. Okay, so this is what we're going to be covering over the next 4 days. Day 1, we're going to be tuning into the true nature of abundance. Day 2 is we're going to be covering what are your unique abundance codes, which is the exciting part because we're all so unique. It's amazing when I work with people, the differences, you know, it's amazing. Your unique money blueprint, and alignment and inspired action on day 4. So what I want to say is it doesn't matter where you are right now in terms of living abundantly. Honestly, it doesn't. This vibrational work can change things in a heartbeat, right? If you know how, if you know how to, if you learn how to work with it. What matters now is that you're showing up with an open mind and giving attention to it, right? Because where energy flows, where attention goes, energy flows. Sometimes I'm dyslexic too. There's another heads up. Where attention goes, energy flows. So I invite you over these next 4 days to allow your imagination to run wild during this quest. Really to open up your imagination, to really give yourself full permission to have the ultimate in freedom of choice, right? The ultimate in freedom of choice. For you to play the role of a magician, right? And have fun. If you could wave your magic wand and have anything, what would your heart want? I'm going to be talking a lot to your heart. So doing this will enable you to access your abundance codes with a lot more ease. Okay. So we're going to be tuning in today into the true nature of abundance. Does that excite you? Yes. Comment pop yes in the comments below, right? We just want to move into this yes energy, because yes energy is abundant energy, right? Yes, tuning into the true nature of abundance. Okay. So I'm pre-framing now in terms of our container here. I'm not sharing whether I'm sharing like a philosophical truth, okay? It's just the pre-framing of our container, the journey we're going to be on in the virtual visionary quest. So abundance is a state of being that we tune into, and it's our natural state. We were born in this state. There's different names that I'm going to give to this energy. It's the energy known as creation, oneness, some people call it God, universe, unconditional love. And there's many ways that we can access this state. There's no right or wrong. That's why I'm very strong on, when I work with people, you know, on bringing awareness to what's unique, their unique pathway, because that's abundant. Right? It's abundant for them to have their own unique pathway. Yeah. Drop a hell yes in the comments if you love the idea of being unique, you know, being uniquely you. Expressing your own soul is being unique. And this is abundance, is the ability to express your own soul in whatever way that your heart and soul wants to experience reality in this world. Yeah, if that's what you want, hell yes, down there in the comments. We are going to have fun on this quest for sure. The more you participate, the more fun we're going to have. And by the way, here's another little hack, is fun is the vibration of abundance. If you want to step into abundance really easy, just have some fun. Yeah, awesome. All right. So when we tune into abundance and make choices that are authentic to our true nature and purpose, we not only feel fulfilled, our experiences of reality up level, and what may have seemed impossible before in the past can become very possible. And I'm living proof of that. So in the quest, we're going to be in spaces of imagination. We're going to be connecting with our own hearts more. We're going to be connecting with the power of love and presence. It's an inward journey. It's an inward state of being. We're embodying. So in the past, I've talked about premises, and I just want to frame this for anyone new to my work. I want you to know that any messages or trainings that I share are not coming from my belief system. And as such, do not subscribe to any fixed ideas or immutable laws. Instead, I use premises the same way that scientists do. A premise is a working assumption about the way in which something works. By using premises, you get results. It's just the results that matter. Okay, so I use a premise that vision creates reality. And this premise for this particular visionary quest is twofold. Having an abundant vision and being able to see through the eyes of abundance shifts your perspective of reality. What I find working with people, when we really sort of look into what their reality is and how they're living, they're actually living what they want. It's really weird. It's a paradox. They're living what they want, but they're caught in the head about how they expected it to look, right? And so when they shift into that abundant state, they're seeing, well, yeah, they are living the way they want, but it's just not at the level of how they were expecting it to play out. So the second part of Vision Creates Reality is being aware of your perspective of reality, so you can make new choices that align with your abundant vision, right? So that's the two things that I want you to remember in terms of this premise: vision creates reality. Okay. One of my main models when I work with people, and it is a model, it's a model that there are two versions of ourselves, right? There are many versions of ourselves, but I use these two versions of ourselves to help people make that conscious shift into their true nature, their abundant nature. There is the self-conscious self, which, when you think about being self-conscious, is the self that operates from limiting belief systems, right? They see life in a very limited way. This is the self that, operates on lack, maybe self-worth issues, sabotages, might have money blocks. This is the self that has all the unconscious patterns that hold you back. That's what I want to invite you to think about in terms of being self-conscious. This self-conscious is the mind leading how you view reality, is the mind leading the creation of your reality, the limited mind. Conscious self is the heart leading your view of reality. The conscious self is connected to everything through all time and space. The conscious self operates on a soul level, on a super conscious level, a conscious aware level. Okay. So there's these two versions that we're going to be playing with in terms of awakening your abundance. And so what I want to invite you to think about most during this vision quest is relate, because I know many of you have done my past trainings and I've referred to this model, is that asking yourself, am I in my head or my heart in this moment as I'm making the choices? The heart is the abundant choices. The head are the limited choices. The head or the self-conscious is operating through fear. The conscious self is operating through love. Okay. So the key to being abundant, to being conscious self, is being present. That's the key, right? It's being present in the moment, tuning into abundance through being present in the moment. That's what we're going to work with today, okay? Does that sound cool? So looking at this image, it's a beautiful image, right, of nature. And to be true and honest, if you just spend some time just viewing this image through the eyes of abundance, it could activate you into, it could create, an empowering shift for you in your energy, in your vibration, right? Just observing it, becoming one with it, bringing your imagination into the space of this picture. That's not why I put it up. A little download there. I put it up is because we're going to be working with nature as us the most easy way with the true nature of abundance, when we stop, when we relax and we be present. It's the easiest way. So today we're going to practice letting go of that busy mind, self-conscious, right? And the self-conscious state, and shifting into the conscious self state with the help of nature, in nature. Because when we're in nature and we can be present in nature, we start to vision through the eyes of abundance, naturally, with our true connection with creation. And our heart opens wide, you know, to feel the presence of the moment, the presence of abundance. And when your heart opens into that presence, that influences the mind and you start to see things differently. And if you take a few breaths in that space, your cells of your body will awaken into the abundant state of vitality. It's an experience I invite you to experience. So I'll share a little bit more about how we're going to do that later. So can I share a little bit about me? I don't really like doing this, to be honest, because this is all about you. I'm more focused on you than myself. You know, that's where I'm at. It's not my favorite thing to do is to share about me, but I understand that there are people on the quest that know nothing about me. So I'm going to share a little bit about me for the people that are new to my work and new to myself. So one of the things that you need to know about me is I'm not very big on photos either. So I've got a lot of missing photos here, but these are the ones I could scrounge up to share with you. This was after I started opening up to abundance. These are all the things that started happening to me. I was living, nearly 30 years ago, I was living a life according to society, according to what we're expected to do, the way to behave, the way to live. You know, I didn't know what I wanted to do when I grew up. I totally lost contact with or any awareness of what was meaningful to me. What were my unique abundance codes? What was an abundant life for me? Right? And I was doing all the right things and I had a lovely life, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling abundant. I wasn't feeling grateful for my life. I wasn't feeling lit up. I loved my family. I loved, there was love, but it was a psychological love. My heart was so closed. There was no connection or sense of connection there to my own heart. And so I was living in a way that love was a thought form. I woke up to that. Love was a thought form. What I loved was what I thought I needed to love, not what my truth was. Those things, that way of life, I learned to love as my heart opened up. Don't get me wrong. It took me to a deeper place and I experienced a deep love and abundance and gratitude for that life. But going from the head to the heart, that journey so much more opened up for me. A way of life that was beyond my wildest dreams. I was set to be, a housewife for a farmer. We had a farm as well. I was farming and a housewife, and there's nothing wrong with that. It wasn't my true, authentic life. It wasn't what I was born to lead. And so all these images come from that moment when I started to choose. I started to go within and I started to tune into what is my life? What does my authentic life look like? And I want to invite you to ask yourself that question. What does my authentic life look like? And why am I here? What is my purpose? What am I good at? You know, what's unique about me that can serve in the world? All of these questions started to come, and I started to ask myself those questions and started to act on them. And it led to experiences beyond my wildest dreams, which I'm not going to share. The pictures are enough. You can use your imagination. So I want to share this quote with you. Abundance is not something we acquire. It is something we tune into. And it's unique for each of us, right? I had acquired an abundant life. My life was successful before I took the journey from the head to the heart, right? But when we tune into abundance and we feel the calling, the abundance, the heart leading the way, the soul leading the way, the life experience and the appreciation and the gratitude and what unfolds is actually, there's no other way to explain it. It's beyond your wildest dreams. So we're going to be inviting you to remember this quote from Dr. Wayne Dyer, amazing man. So what I want to invite you to realize is I have good news for you, right? I've been on this journey, you know, committed to living by my own soul's heart and actioning that and living in abundance for over 25 years. And as I said, it doesn't matter where you're at right now. If you're living from a self-conscious state, in limited state, doesn't matter, right? Because I want to invite you to remember this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. You don't need to fix yourself. If you've been on the personal development journey and trying to fix those limiting beliefs, the limitations, what your mind is saying to you about yourself, the criticism, the can'ts, the, you know, all those things, right? All that chatter in the mind. You don't need to fix any of it, because it's in cultivating a strong connection with your true vision and your sovereign creative power, you can create and lead the abundant life you were born to live. Okay. Isn't that a relief to know that? For me, you know, I did go through quite a period of fixing myself, because I stepped into being a healer, which is actually one of my gifts, is a gifted healer. And the first person I was healing was myself. And when I learned that you don't need to heal yourself, right, or fix yourself, there's an easier way. It was such a relief. It saved me a lot of money too. So is it okay with you if I share the 3 things you need to get the most out of the quest? I'm going to check in and see what you say. Loving the comments. Yay. Marie, such good questions to ask ourselves. Yes, they are. Hey, Danny, great to see you. Yes. Okay. These are the 3 things. Be open to the abundant possibilities, the potential, and treat this virtual visionary quest as if you've invested $1,000 US, right? Be willing to go where you haven't been before. See things you haven't seen before, and hear things you haven't heard before. In the last visionary week quest we did, you know, everyone played full out as if they'd invested $1,000 US, and the outcome, the results that I heard back, you know, really showed that. It really showed that. And the reason I want to invite you to play full out in this visionary quest as if you'd invested $1,000, because it's easy to get distracted when something's for free. And that's why we pay for courses. That's why we invest in ourselves, because when you pay attention. Right? For me, as an example, I never used to pay attention with my money. I used it to invest in what I wanted. And, you know, I wasn't like a spendthrift person. What I invested in was valuable to me. But yet I never ever thought about making money work for me until I invested in a wealth coach. And the next thing is, I'm inviting you to introduce yourself in the group. Let's open up this energy here by sharing what abundance means to you and what makes your heart sing most. And I'm inviting you to be interactive and share your insights each day as you complete your task, and offer some love on the posts of the others in the quest if you have time. Because Creatrixes, creators, are energy givers. And the more energy we give, you know, in an authentic way, not because you feel you have to, right? That's self-conscious, but in a heart-opening, giving way, the more energy that comes back to you tenfold. Yeah. So now the quest begins. Be open to being aware and awakening your own abundance codes, the codes that are unique to you, your abundant vision, your gifts, whatever intention you set for yourself. It begins now. So I just need to shift something so I can read this. So you'll receive a 3-minute centering meditation in your Facebook inbox. Make sure you've clicked going on the event so that I know that you've committed, and you'll receive this in your Facebook inbox. And I'm going to invite you to spend some quiet time connecting in nature. Remember, I said nature is one of the easiest ways to connect with the sense, the inner reality of abundance, and see abundance in the world. I invite you to connect mindfully. Just this meditation will help you just to find that state of being present as you interact, as you observe nature, as you start to feel the natural creative energy of abundance within your being. So I want you to notice the abundance within and around you, and then take a moment to experience gratitude for what you're experiencing in the now moment. Does that feel good? So we're really stepping out of that busy mind. We're taking a moment to step out of that self-conscious state and just come into ourselves, into presence and into abundance. In this vision quest, I'm not opening with a prize like I did the last one. But you never know. The abundant nature of those participating by playing full out might call in a prize. So if you are asking for more abundance in various ways, just to play in the magic of abundance and synchronicity and flow, I would suggest, you know, playing full out and completing all the tasks as best you can. It may not be coming from me, but just when you act, when you take action in the nature of abundance, you know, that's where the opportunities and possibilities and potential come from. Inside this space or outside of it, whatever is true for you. So I hope you've enjoyed day one. Thank you for staying on and participating, and enjoy tuning into your abundant nature today.